Hello guys, James here. It's just a few days away until the release of Inazuma region. Makes you feel excited, isn't it? And in this video, I want to provide you with some information on how to build our first 5-star in Inazuma, the Cryo Samurai Kamisato Ayaka. First, I wanna thank you for Genshin Honey Hunter World and Project Celestia to provide this information to us. Disclaimer: this is just my personal opinion, so if I miss something or not match with your opinion, I just wanna say sorry. Also, this data is from pre-release information, so there is a small chance things might get changed on official release. So, first, let's compare the base stat of Ayaka with the strongest sword user so far in the game, the Electro Queen Keqing. As we can see on the table, Keqing have higher base HP and defense. But in terms of the base attack, Ayaka have better base attack. It means Ayaka was a better sword user DPS than Keqing. Ayaka also have critical damage for its Ascension status bonus, exactly like Keqing. You just need to more focus on her crit rate. Next, we got the data of her auto attack damage compared with Keqing. As you can see, Ayaka have a better damage percentage on her auto attack, and the stamina consumption of her charge attack was slightly better than Keqing. Their plunged attack damage are same. It means that we can take benefit of Ayaka's auto attack so often in the game. Ayaka elemental skill called Hyoka. This skill gives AoE cryo damage to nearby enemy. The damage percentage are 430.56% on talent level 10. And this is the elemental burst of Ayaka. It called Soumetsu. Ayaka released some Ice Blade Storm toward the enemy. I think it is about 12 to 15 times outside damage on enemies, and then it's gonna explode to give an explosion damage. At talent level 10, you can get 202.14% damage per side and 303.21% damage on the explosion. Energy cost is 80, which is pretty high. And last, Ayaka have a unique ability called Senho. It is pretty similar with Mona Water Run, except it apply cryo on the enemies. But if you open her passive talent called Kanten Senmyo Blessing, you can get 18% cryo damage bonus for 10 seconds. Okay, that's all about her skill. Now let's talk about her build. In my opinion, there is two types of Ayaka's build you can try. The first one is main DPS. Mean she is the one who applying damage most of the time on the field. And the second build is burst DPS, or we can say sub DPS. Her task is applying cryo with her skill and burst, then quick swapping her with your main DPS to continue. First, let's talk about using her as main DPS. On this build, you need to maximize her attack, crit rate, crit damage, and cryo damage bonus. The skill priority are auto attack, elemental burst, then elemental skill. Her playstyle is giving damage to enemy with her normal attack that already infused with cryo from her passive talent Senho. And when your energy full, release the elemental burst toward the enemies. Now, let's talk about best weapon for main DPS build. First is the 5-star sword, which is signature sword of her. The Mistsplitter Reflection. This sword has crit damage as its main stat and also give you 12% of elemental damage. Not only that, this sword also have stacking effect with 3 levels of stacks. First level give you elemental damage bonus for 8%, 16% on level 2, and 28% on level 3. A normal attack infused with element will give you 1 stack for 5 seconds. And using elemental burst will give you 1 stack for 10 seconds. But when your energy is full, the stack will gone. The second best is Primordial Jade Cutter. The crit rate based sword have a very high crit rate on level 90, which is 44.1%. The sword also boosts your max HP for 20% and give attack bonus for 1.2% of your max HP. The more max HP you have, your attack are gonna get stronger. Third best is the Battle Pass weapon, the Black Sword. This sword gave you 27.6% crit rate at level 90 and increase your normal attack and charge attack for 20%, which is good on Ayaka. You can also heal your Ayaka when score a critical hit. Because it's a Battle Pass weapon, means it is easy to get. For free-to-play player, you can use another sword which give you crit damage or attack percent stats. But it means you're gonna need a good artifact, because crit rate is pretty difficult to get. Your crit rate target are 40 to 50% with crit damage at least 100 to 150%. Now let's talk about artifacts. If you are running the main DPS Ayaka and your crit rate are so bad, then Blizzard Destroyer 4 set is your best bet. The 2 set give you 15% cryo damage bonus, and the 4 set will give you 20% crit rate to enemy imbued with cryo status. If you can froze the enemy, your crit rate increase to 40%. Don't forget, if you're using cryo resonance in your team, 15% more crit rate on frozen enemies. The total is insane, 60% crit rate, because your base crit rate starts from 5%. But this setting have weaknesses on world bosses and elemental enemies like slime, because they cannot get frozen. This is the main weakness of Blizzard Destroyer artifact set. The second one is a beast on boosting your normal and charge attack. It is the new artifacts in Inazuma region, the Shimenawa Reminiscence. The 2 set will give you 18% attack just like Gladiator set did, and the 4 set will give you 50% damage bonus on normal, charge, and plunging attack for 10 seconds, with the cost of 15 of your energy. Don't forget about Ayaka passive talents. After using her elemental skill, you already got a boost 30% damage on your normal and charge attack for 6 seconds. It's gonna be insane. You can use another alternative like 2 set of Blizzard Destroyer with 2 set of Shimenawa Reminiscence, or 2 set Blizzard Destroyer with 2 Gladiator. The most important thing is getting your crit rate to at least 40 to 50% and crit damage to 100 to 150%. 200% is better if you can achieve that. Don't forget to get your attack percentage as high as you can. Second build is Burst DPS or Sub DPS Ayaka. In this build, Ayaka gonna play her role to damage your enemy using her elemental burst, and also imbue enemies with cryo. Then swap to your main DPS to finish them all. Pyro is the best thing to do the job. You need to focus more on energy recharge on this build. Crit rate and crit damage also needed, but not as high as the main DPS build. 40 to 50% crit rate with 100% crit damage already good to go. For the talent priority are Elemental Burst, Elemental Skill, then Normal Attack. Now, let's talk about the weapon. For Sub DPS Ayaka, I think the best choice are Skyward Blade, which give you energy recharge as its main stat. Your crit rate also get 4% boost. The passive also pretty good, because it will increase your normal and charge attack for 20% with 12-second duration right after you using the elemental burst. The second best are Mistsplitter Reflection and Primordial Jet Cutter on the third place. For 4-star weapon, you can use Sacrificial Sword, which can reset your elemental skill cooldown, and you can also use the free sword from the Dragon Spine event, the Festering Desire. Both of these swords have energy recharge as its main stat. Another option, I think Favonius Sword and Skyrider Sword. And now for Sub DPS best artifact. The best one, I think Emblem of Severed Fate, which 2 sets give you 20% more energy recharge, and 4 sets will boost your elemental burst damage for 25% of your total energy recharge. 200% mean you already have 50% boost on your burst. Pretty nuts, isn't it? Second option are Noblesse Oblique, which give you 20% gain on elemental burst damage on 2p set, and boost your party attack percent into 20% for 12 seconds after using elemental burst on its 4 set. You can also mix 2 Berserker with 2 Noblesse if you want. And last, I think this is the best partner for Ayaka in each build. For the main DPS Ayaka, the first one is Ganyu, because her Celestial Shower will give you cryo damage bonus for 20%. Next, Mona. She can easily wet your enemy for triggering frozen reaction. And Omen effect from her burst are good for extra damage. Third is Xingqiu, because his bursts are one of the best support ever in Genshin Impact. Ayaka only need to auto-attack the enemy to froze them. Next we have Chongyun, because his elemental skill will give never-ending cryo infusion for Ayaka's attack. And we got Kazuha, an elemental damage bonus generate machine, also a good crowd control. Last but not least is Xiangling, because her Pyronado gonna be so good for melt reaction with Ayaka. Next is the best partner for Burst DPS or Sub DPS Ayaka. First is Hu Tao and Diluc. After Ayaka using her burst, you know what to do, right? Yes, use Hu Tao or Diluc burst to end this. The second is Yanfei. She has a very insane charge attack damage mechanism, and it is a pyro damage. Next we got Bennett for boosting your Ayaka's attack before you unleash her burst. And for the last, you can use either Sucrose, Venti, or Kazuha to boost Ayaka's elemental burst cryo damage. So, that's my opinion on building Ayaka. Sorry if I'm missing some point or it is different from your opinion. So, best of luck on making Ayaka come home, and have fun exploring the new region of Inazuma. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like my video. See you on another video. James is signing out. Peace.